Welcome to another session of Wireless Communication Networks, Unit 1, Wireless Communications and System Fundamentals, Modern Wireless Communication Systems. Today we discuss about the first topic of cellular concept, that is introduction to cellular concepts. Here, first of all, we are going for, this is a wireless technology. Cellular nothing but is a wireless technology. There is no physical medium between transmitter to receiver. A wireless, that is air is a medium. Air is a medium between transmitter to receiver. The signal transmission between transmitters to receiver, it is whether radio frequency waves or microwaves which we are used. Nothing but we are taking spectrum. Spectrum nothing but they're allocating for starting and ending frequency ranges. We have to use that spectrum and divide into the spectrum with number of channels, each channel allocated to one of the customer or user. But the spectrum availability is very less and it is limited. How we can use the limited spectrum for more number of users? Suppose we are taking one spectrum. It is in between 800 megahertz to 900 megahertz. It divides the number of channels. It is only useful for 100 users. But millions of users are present. How we can utilize the limited spectrum? Right here in this cellular concept. Nothing but for large cell. Nothing but large cell is nothing but as a single base station, that is cell phone tower, can be cover for large area. Is nothing but we are using high power transmitters we are used at the base station. For less small cells, that is less area we have to cover, we have to use less power transmitters are used. Here nothing but how we can allocate the number of channels. How we can allocate number of channels. Here nothing but first of all we have to take frequency spectrum and divide number of channels. And how many, first of all we have to check how many number of how many number of cells. Based upon that cells concept, we have to go for we have to allocate the number of channels into particular cell set. Then this is about how grouping can be takes place. Here, suppose the number of customers are increasing, nothing but we have to use number of channels are required. Here nothing but at the time we have to take care of this interference. That is, it depends upon the power of the transmitter and receiver. Or the transmitter receiver. Here from this concept, I will explain by using this. I will design one Microsoft Word document. Yes, see this one. This is the total area. So we had to assume that Tirupati city. This is the total Tirupati city. Now we are using one BSNL service. Suppose at the center we have to fix this BSNL cell phone base station or cell phone tower. Suppose the Tirupati Corporation, it occupies more than 15 kilometers radius. Suppose is it possible to cover this each single tower to cover all these area? It is not possible in practical. That's why we are going for the cell concept. Cell concept, nothing. What is my cell concept? Instead of we are using the single base station for total area, we have to divide into number of small areas in the total city. Each small area called a cell. For each cell we have to fix one base station. That is, number of base stations are now increases. That is, here see this one, the concept like this. Here see this one. The total area is divided number of small parts. Each small part is cell. Each cell contains one base station. Here at this time we have to divide the cells. We have to take into pictorial representation is hexagonal shaped cell. Why only hexagonal shaped cell? Here, see this one for this explanation. Here, see this one. Before going to that one, first see this one. What are the type of antennas which we are used in the cellular mobile communications, either cell phone tower or we are using for mobile, whatever it may be. Here there are basically two types: omnidirectional antenna system and directional antenna system. What is the difference between these two? Omnidirectional antenna system is nothing but, suppose you have to fix this omnidirectional antenna system. Well, you suppose using three antennas which we are used. I think here it covers equal in all directions. From the total coverage area, equally it covers. But directional antenna, for particular directional antenna, we have to fix the antenna in this particular area only. It can be covers, not for all directions. That is the difference between omnidirectional antenna system and directional antenna system. That is omnidirectional antenna system which covers equally in all directions, but in directional antenna system which covers in a particular direction. Suppose here, what is the shape of the cell? Yes, see this one. Suppose I am taking divided into number of cells in a square shape. So in a square shape. Here in this square shape, I am fixing this base stations. Suppose we are using omnidirectional antenna system which covers equally in all directions. In a square cell. In a square cell which covers equally in all directions. What about this place? See this one, this place, and this one, and this corner places. Automatically there is no service area. Then automatically it is drawback. Suppose we have to divide the large cell to small cells by using circles. I take circles. What about this area? It is not service. That's why we are going for used hexagonal shaped cells to cover for all directions, whether it is used omnidirectional antenna system or directional antenna system. Especially this hexagonal shaped cells which is used for engineering drawing purpose, not for practical real-time applications. For engineering drawing purpose, we are using hexagonal shaped cells. Here at the ones we have to divide it number of cells. Here see this one. Hey, whether we are using fixing this base station, that is cell phone tower, whether it is center or corners, it can depends upon the geographical area. Nothing but in some places having hill stations are there, some valley points is there. That is, some places is not flat. Depending upon the conditions of the geographical area, we have to fix the base stations. Suppose here see this figure. How many cells are there? 4 cells. That is, we have to assume that cluster size. The number of cells is nothing but cluster size n equal to 4 in this figure. Here number of duplex channels is S, capital S, nothing but that to take frequency spectrum starting and ending point, it is divided into number of duplex channels. The number of channels is S. And number of cluster size is 4. Then how many number of channels for each cell allocating is small k. That's why I have to take one example. The relation is S equal to Kn. Here from this figure, n equal to 4. Number of channels is 800 total. Then each cell, we have to assume that 200. That is, for each base station, we can allocate 200 duplex channels. Nothing but for each cell, the number of customers which we are used is 200. Customer can utilize these channels. That is, the K is nothing but grouping. From the total number of channels, it is into group. Grouping is K. Suppose we have to go for the same method can be replica for number of m times. This is 4 channels. Next again 4. Likewise, we have to design the replica size m times. Then total capacity of a system C equal to m times of Kn. M times of Kn. This is about basic structure of a cell. That's why here see this one from this slide. We have to take that first radio frequency spectrum, and the spectrum is limited. There is no possibility of increasing a spectrum. Spectrum is increased. Spectrum is limited. We have divided number of channels. Allocate channels to cells, either fixed manner or dynamic manner, whatever it may be. Here we have to fixing that channels for particular one. Nothing but it is fixed to that particular cell. What about remaining cells? Upcoming cells? Number of customers are increases day to day. At that time, it is very difficult. That's why we are going for the topic of frequency reuse. Frequency reuse. Here, nothing but a cellular radio system is nothing but it is intelligent network which allows to communicate in the customers by using wireless. Here, for total geographical area, divide to small cells, allocate a group of channels to particular base station by the concept of channel assignment. Channel assignment. At the time of grouping, check the two cells whether it is frequency is equal or not. Whether it is equal, we are getting interference, channel interference. To overcome that, we have to go for different frequency can be used for the adjacent cells. Adjacent cells. But somewhere in some other distances, we are going for use same frequency also use. That is the topic of frequency reuse or frequency planning. Frequency reuse or frequency planning. Just see this one from this figure. What is the cluster size? Capital N. From this N equal to 7. That is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is one cluster N equal to 7. The same can be replica into 3 times. Replica into 3 times. See this one again here A is used. Somewhere again A is used. Somewhere again A is used, but not adjacent cell. Whenever A is here used, suppose here also where is A, nothing but we are getting co-channel interference. To rectify that one, we have to go for A is used. Somewhere distance again A same frequency can be used. This is about the frequency is reused in some other cell, some distance. That is the distance. Frequency reuse distance. Frequency reuse distance. That is the distance between these two cells. Whose cells are having same frequency is called the frequency reuse distance. This is represented by capital D. Capital D. Frequency reuse distance. Here from above figure shows exactly how frequency is reused. From the reused. Here already we discussed now how the relation between S, K, N. What is mean S here? The total number of duplex channels are available. K is grouping of channels. N is cluster size. Suppose the same set of cells can be replica for M times. The capacity can be C equal to MKN. Here now we are going for the cluster size. It can depends upon not only 7. It depends upon the formula N equal to I square plus Ij plus J square. N equal to I square plus Ij plus J square. Now how to implement these N equal to I square plus Ij plus J square. Right? Now we are going for the exact implementation of the formula N equal to I square plus Ij plus J square, where I and J are integers. Right. Here see this one. The importance of N equal to I square plus Ij plus J square. Here why you are using this formula? What is the use? Nothing but suppose we have to give one frequency on some cell, one cell. Where exactly the same frequency used in the different cell, we have to find out. At the time we are using N equal to I square plus Ij plus J square. From this formula, we have to find out the cluster size. Suppose we are taking I equal to 3, J equal to then N equal to 9. 19. 19 is the cluster size. 19 is the cluster size. See this one. Now I am taking the frequency F1 here, F2, F3, that is we have to allocate from up to 19 frequencies based on cluster size. Right. Now we are used 19 frequencies for the 19 base stations. Suppose here F1 is there. Again, we have to fix in somewhere in the F1 within the remaining sets. That is the concept of frequency reuse. Here from this example, see this one. What is the I value? 3. I value 3. Here see this one figure. It shows. See this one for I equal to 3. See this one from the center cell. It moves in the one face of the hexagonal shaped cell 3 times I value. From this ending 2 times J value. We have to fix the same F1. Likewise, see this one I equal to 3. That is, see this one from this is a center cell. From this center cell 3 cells 1 2 3. Next, based upon I value it is complete. Based upon J value, J time 2. That is from this 2. Right here again we have to fix. Here again we have to fix F1. I think you know idea of this. From this point I value this for J value. Similarly, we have to text for all directions of the faces of the hexagonal. This face is completed. From now this from this face. From this face to 2 cells. Likewise, from all the faces, this is here 3 1. Likewise, from this cell here somewhere. Likewise, right. I think you know understand how the frequency is reused in somewhere. See this one here F1 is used. Again somewhere F1 is used. But not adjacent cells. Suppose F1 is here used, here also F1 is nothing but we are getting co-channel interference. We'll discuss tomorrow class what is meant by co-channel interference. Here nothing but here see this one for 6 phases we are getting 6 different places where the same frequency is used in the different cells. Here the distance between these two cells. Here see this one. The distance between these two cells is frequency reuse distance. That is the distance between these two. Is nothing but frequency reuse distance. Frequency reuse distance. The distance between two cells, which is having a frequency reuse distance. I think you are understand this how the importance of n equal to I square plus ij plus j square. The I value is moves. So I value moves and it moves 60 degree. Be careful. Turn anti-clockwise direction 60 degree. How it moves? I think this is based upon I value, but where or how why we are using this turn this one 60 degree. 60 degree. That is total 360 degree. For each phase we are getting 60 degree. That's why turns anti-clockwise 60 degree based upon the J value. We can find out the where exactly the same frequency is used, reused. That is the concept of frequency reuse. Frequency reuse. From this slide also, here see this one, A is the frequency, A is used somewhere. A is used in the somewhere. That is the method of locating co-channel cells in a cellular system. For this example of n equal to 19, that is I equal to 3 and j equal to 2. This is about frequency reuse. Frequency reuse. How the frequency is reused in the cellular systems for a limited spectrum. Right. Do you have any query? Please type your query in a chat box. Thank you. Thank you very much for attending today's class.